Hi and welcome to Sunshine and Rain Tarot. I'm Jerry Sadler. Welcome indeed. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all safe. I hope you haven't been caught up in all the events that have been happening around the world right now, because there is a lot of stuff going on, as we know. A lot of changes happening. The world is changing, and some say that it's happening because it has to be that way for us to move on as a planet, as humanity. And I was watching a video from Dr. Bruce Lupton just yesterday that talked about this. I'll put a link in the description. It was called Imaginal Cells, and it tells the story of how the caterpillar kind of thing, destroys its own environment, but then it goes into a cocoon and metamorphoses into a beautiful butterfly. So perhaps that's what we're doing right now. We're destroying the planet to move on. Or do we have to go that far? Well, a lot of debate on that. Anyway, this is a tarot channel, and it's not about what the environment's doing and things like that, but that's just an aside. This is a 72-hour reading for all signs. So I'm going to do in the groups and natural groups, the air, earth, water, fire, and I'll start today with first off with the air signs. So that's Gemini, Libra, and Sagittarius, Aquarius, sorry. I get mixed up a little bit sometimes. And what I'll do, I'll pull two cards and a clarifier, and then at the end, obviously, for each sign, you'll also get a note from the universe about love and connection. So how's that for a deal? So I'm going to start then with Gemini. So what do the cards want us to know about Gemini over the next 3 days? And this 72-hour reading could be Monday to Wednesday, as I would normally do it. I'm recording this on a Sunday, so it'd be for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or it's for the next 3 days whenever you are watching this. Okay, so the energy is still the same. There's no date on it as such. So, no time frame. What do the cards want us to know about the next 3 days for Gemini, please? For Gemini. So, I pull cards at random. I also take jumpers, but only those who land face up. So we have that one first of all, and we have that one. Okay, then I'll just pull a clarifier. To find out what it is. Why is these cards here? All right, okay. So we have got, first of all, the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, normally that kind of represents some kind of deceit or some kind, trickery, things like that. However, it could also be how you're viewing things, your perception. Is there a misunderstanding somewhere? And you have here in this one, you have the guy. He's not even taking the swords. He's taking something else more precious, in his hand. He's leaving all them swords behind. And normally, you see the figure run away, we say, with 5 swords and leaving 2 behind. But he's not even bothered by the swords in this particular deck. This is the Gregory Scott Tarot. And I feel that this is something that, for you Geminis, this is something in your mind, something that you've been thinking about. Perhaps you feel hard done by someone, a situation. I have here also as your second card the Seven of Pentacles. However, it was in reverse. So you've got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And, with this 7, that's mind and creativity normally. So when it's upright, that's like a harvest ready to be picked. Almost that's the way I look at it. You got the lady here. She's in this garden. You've got the 6 major pentacles, but she's going for the smaller one, the more valuable one. So perhaps, you've picked that small valuable one and it's been stolen from you in some way or another. Whether maybe you've self-sabotaged yourself in some way. So over the next 3 days, next 72 hours, you could be looking at a situation where you come up with a great gem of an idea, perhaps something creative, and you start working on it only to find that somebody else is already doing it. That could be the situation, because you've also got the 10 of Wands. Okay, so 10 of Wands indicates hard work, hard work. It's not a burden as such. It can be a burden if you allow it to be, but the Ten of Wands indicates hard work. So you've put in a lot of hard work only to have it perhaps taken away from you at the last moment. Perhaps you come up with a super duper idea and an invention that will, I don't know, clean carpets better, just you know, but maybe Mr. Dyson or Mr. G-Tech comes up with the same idea. That's because we're all part of the collective conscious, you know. So, and you put that idea out there, but perhaps you've been leaving it alone for a while. And while you didn't take action on it straight away, you know, you didn't put the hard work in straight away, it was taken from you. So if you do come up over the next few days, if you come up with this gem of an idea that's going to move you forward in life, it's going to perhaps bring prosperity to you, the pentacles, work on it. Put the work in straight away. Act on it straight away. Okay, so that's that message for you over the next 20 or 72 hours. So I'm going to pull a connection, notes from the universe, love and connection, see what else you need to know. And karma is on your side. Okay, so karma is on your side. And it says, if you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd even believe how often you're thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Andale, andale. So there you go. Andale, andale, if you remember, is from Speedy Gonzales, excuse me, the cartoon. He always said that before he went scooting off. So act on your ideas. Act on your idea, whatever it is you have, this idea that you have. Act on it quickly before it's stolen away from you. Put the hard work into it before someone else acts on it. Karma is on your side, so you will get this idea before anyone else. You maybe have had this in the past. We have had past ideas stolen. Not this time. Work on it. Work on it now, Gemini. This is the time. Okay, so thank you, Gemini. That's your reading for the next 72 hours. I'm going to move on to Libra now. Libra, what do we need to know? What does Libra need to know for the next 24 hours? What does Libra need to know over the next 24 hours, please? Okay, so we have got that. Yeah, okay, so let's have a look. Let's clarifier. And we've got that. Right, okay. Right, so we have got, first of all, the Ten of Wands in reverse. So it's the opposite of the other one. So Ten of Wands in reverse means you put the hard work in, okay? Because you also got the Hanged Man. So you've been thinking, doing a lot of thinking, Libra. So this is connected, obviously, to the previous reading with Gemini. You know, you've probably had the same idea or similar idea or something like that. You've come up with something really great that you want to implement. You've put the hard work in because you've been enlightened. And as a result, you are putting up the boundaries, the Nine of Wands. Okay, you're protecting yourself. You're protecting your idea. You're protecting the invention or the script for a new screenplay or a connection with someone. You're protecting something. Okay, and you've had the enlightened idea of how to do that so that nobody steals your copyright, your music. Perhaps you're an artist, you know, and a music artist, and you've come up with a great song and you don't want somebody else to nick it like somebody else, people have done, they'll pirate it or whatever, and you've come up with a way to do that. You've put all the hard work into it, and now you're putting the boundaries around it. So there you go. That's your reading, Libra. Very quick and basic. That one stands up by itself, speaks for itself. So the message for you from the universe is, again, look at that, karma is on your side. Just like the previous reading. Karma, I'll just read it out again in case you didn't see it or hear it. If you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd even believe how often you're thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Andale, andale. You've done that. Okay? You've taken action straight away to protect whatever it is that you've created. Okay? so that nobody else can steal it from you. So you're protected. Karma is on your side. Well done, Libra. Well done. Okay, so going to move on now to Aquarius. What do we need to know about Aquarius? What does Aquarius need to know over the next 72 hours, please? What does Aquarius need to know over the next 72 hours? Let's have straight from the middle of the pack. All right, okay, okay. And then we have a clarifier. Straight from the middle of the pack again. All right, okay. So you have, first of all, the world, okay, and normally the world means completion, but this was in reverse. So you have the world in reverse, okay. So excuse me if I'm looking down like this, so I need to be able to see. The world in reverse means the cycle is not quite finished yet. You're still working on something, and it's going to be good. It's going to be great. You've got all the elements there working in your favor, Aquarius. So this idea of yours that you've germinated, it's not quite there yet. Still, because you've got this card here, the Justice card, there's still justice to be had. You know, and you see in this card, you see these ones kind of judging this person lying down there, not knowing what the circumstances are. So perhaps you're being judged in some way. However, not to fear, because it's all going to go in your favor. You got the Wheel of Fortune. So whatever it is that's happening over the next 24 hours, what kind of judgment calls being made on your creation, which will end that cycle and then allow you to move on to create something new. I have to excuse this card, it's a little bit holographic, but the Wheel of Fortune is in your favor. The judgment is going to go in your favor. Okay, so whatever it is that's happening in your life, you know, right now, something you've created, Aquarius, that is going to go in your favor. You're going to get judged on it, and you're going to get the acclaim that you deserve. Okay, so let's have a look to see what your note from the universe is. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if karma came up again. I don't think it will be. Don't be misled. Okay, so that kind of ties in with that. Don't be misled by the naysayers. Okay, and the card itself says, when fear speaks, it's always wrong, unless being chased by wild beasts. And when love speaks, it's always right, and usually bouncy. Game on. Okay, so you may be worried about what others are thinking around you. Your peer group may be saying, oh, that piece of music isn't as good as your last one. You know, that book's not as good as your last one. But your publisher might disagree with that. Your manager might disagree with that and might turn out to be your biggest hit. If it's something like, you know, I'm just using that as an example. That connection, that love connection you just started might not be, oh, he's not so good for you. It might be your soulmate. You don't know, do you? Until you try. All right? So, don't let the fears get to you. Don't let them get to you. Don't let the naysayers get to you. All right then, Aquarius, thank you very much. That was your reading. Let's have a look now. Going on to, let's go to water signs. Water signs. So I'm going to start with Cancer. What does Cancer need to know over the next 72 hours? Cancer, what do you need to know over the next 72 hours? Oh, right, okay. Cancer. What does Cancer need to know? Why are these cards here for Cancer? Why are these cards here for Cancer? Right, okay. You might not believe this. You got Justice and you got the World. Cancer. Okay, so something. You're being judged for something in some kind of situation. It could be a relationship. It could be in the workplace. But that's going to come to an end. You know, that judgment, that judging period is coming to an end. Perhaps you're just finishing a course, a degree, although this time of year normally you'd be just starting a degree. Perhaps you just recently finished one and you're going to get the results of it. You know, that's coming out now. Is it this time of year when no, that's the wrong time of year for that, isn't it? But perhaps you've been in the workplace, been doing some training, and you just finished a course over the summer. Or perhaps you've been doing a course, crash course over the summer period because of the lockdown. You've been catching up on some training and things like that, and you get the result. It comes to an end. And you've got also, as a clarifier, the King of Wands. And you can see here the King of Wands looking very resplendent on his throne. He can be very stern with his judgment, but also very fair. He can be a father-like figure in your life. This could be like a parent, or it could be a mentor of some kind. So perhaps you're going to get some news about this judgment that you're waiting for. This also could be legal proceedings. I'm just being told. It could be something legal proceedings. You're going to get closure on it one way or another, and I would say it's going to go in your favor. I would like to think it's going to go in your favor, especially with the King of Wands energy. Let's have a look at the notes from the universe, see what they want to say about this particular situation. Let's have a card, please, for Cancer. A card, please, for Cancer in this situation. And you have, what you give will come back. So it's almost like the karma card. It's like the law of attraction. What you give out comes back to you. And they do say that sometimes what you give out once comes back to you 3 times, kind of situation as well, depending on what it is, I suppose. But the card says, when in doubt, give. Let them have it. Surrender. Make peace. When there's no doubt, give. Let them have it. Surrender. Make peace. Did I make life too easy? The universe. P.S. There's no doubt who is number 1 in my book. Shh. Shh. Okay, so Cancer, what basically is happening here is this could well be a legal situation, or some other kind of situation where maybe you have to make a compromise to let go of something, and it will bring that cycle to an end. Perhaps it's a toxic cycle. Bring that to an end, you know, because the judgment is fair. It'll make peace, and you'll be able to move on and start again, start new. Okay, so that's what I get for you, Cancer. So moving on now to Scorpio. Lovely Scorpio. Let's see what Scorpio needs to know over the next 24 hours. Scorpio, what does Scorpio need to know over the next 72 hours? Not 24, 72 hours. What does Scorpio need to know over the next 72 hours? Ooh. Let's have a clarifier. Right, okay, so we've got, first off, Ace of Pentacles, gift from the universe, financial gift, or a one-off, maybe something that comes in as a one-off, and you know, it could be quite bountiful. Getting itchy nose now because of that. Yeah, so being a Scorpion myself, it's quite exciting. So, but we've also got the 8 of Swords. Okay, it's like falling into the unknown kind of situation. You know, maybe there's a step backwards of some kind over the next 72 hours. And you see this person here falling in, all these swords falling down. However, look, help is at hand. So you may feel that this could be financially linked. You may feel that financially you're in a little bit of despair, but there's helping hand on the way. It's a helping hand on the way, and it's going to be very prosperous for you. I mean, this was this way around. It doesn't really matter which way around it is, does it? So, because we've also got the Ace of Swords, and that's also a gift from the universe. You can see that there, the Ace of Swords. They're very holographic. This is 80 weight, Rider Waite, 80 weight deck. I mean, it's very holographic, but hopefully you can see it with the light shine on it. But with the Ace of Swords, that's an epiphany. So you have an epiphany of an idea over the next 72 hours, how to get you out of this sticky situation. And this epiphany comes from the divine. It's divine epiphany that's going to bring you a financial reward or a financial solution. Okay, so let's have a look to see what the notes from the universe want to say, Scorpio, over the next 72 hours. What is the universe wanting to let you know? Oh, they chose you. Right, okay, they chose you. Okay, so this could be in a relationship. This could be in maybe for a promotion in work. This could be in a business idea. You know, customers may be coming towards you rather than going to your rival, that kind of thing. And it says on the back, you might not readily believe this. It might even spook you a bit. But there are those who choose this very lifetime, in large part knowing you'd be there. Now that's what we call a reputation. Hugs, the universe. So this could be like a soulmate connection for those of you who are perhaps looking, or it could well be apparently you can have more than one soulmate. It could be like twin flames, you know, who are attracted to you business wise, socially. Perhaps you're in coaching, so you attract more clients, and they come in especially to you because they've had dealings with you in past lives. You know, if you're into that kind of thing, you know, perhaps you know they're attracted to you because of your reputation that you've had, or from previous ventures that you've been involved with. You know, and they come back to you because they know they can trust you. You're loyal. You're dependable. Okay, so that's it, Scorpio. That's your reading for the next 72 hours. I keep saying 24. I don't know why I keep saying that, but maybe I keep saying 24 because something's going to happen in the next 24 hours. Could be a big change. All right, so let's move on now to Pisces. Pisces. What do we need to know? What does Pisces need to know over the next 72 hours? Next 72 hours for Pisces, please. What does Pisces need to know? Looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. So, let's have a clarifying card. Pisces, I'm excited for you. Ooh. Oh, here's one jumped out. And, oh, yes, okay. All right. You have, first off, the Wheel of Fortune. So, fortune favours the brave. And you've been brave. You've been brave. You've been going through a long period, perhaps, of loneliness, a long period of working on your own or working on projects without fruition. But now it's all going to change. There you go. You've got the happy, happy card. The Four of Wands. And this can be a new relationship going to lead to commitment, long-term commitment. So it can indicate marriage or engagement and things like that. It can also be the indication that your home life is finally settled. Okay, so you're able to concentrate now on that big project that you've been planning for maybe for a while, and you now have the go-ahead from the universe to crack on with it, because you've also got the Eight of Pentacles. So you can crack on with that new project that you've been planning for maybe for decades, who knows. And it's going to be successful. You're going to be putting a lot of hard work into it, and it's going to be really good for you. All right. So it's either a relationship, new relationship, soulmate kind of energy, happy families. Wheel of Fortune could also mean that all your hard work that you've been putting in past-wise comes to fruition in this way, or your home life is now happy and secure, and you can now move on to that next project you want to do, because no matter what risk you take, your home life won't be affected. It's secure. Let's see what the universe wants to say. What notes does the universe want to give you? I want to shuffle the cards first, please, universe. Thank you. And let's have a look to see. I'm going to take one right from the middle. Right, we have got, you are destined for greatness on the wings of love. So that tells me that whatever it is that you've been planning, this big project could well be something to do, with your passion. You see all the fire here? Could be something to do with your passion. It's going to bring you even more home life security. Okay, so your next big project, or the project you're working on, is going to be extremely fortuitous, put it that way. And the card says, to clarify, the primary roles of love are not to heal, axe, or mend, but to soothe, cure, or ease. Not even to refresh, rejuvenate, or restore. Hardly. The primary roles of love are to yahoo, yeehaw, and woohoo. Get your love on. So you got a lot of joy and happiness on your way, Pisces. What a wonderful, wonderful set of cards you've got. What a wonderful message for you for the next 72 hours. Something big's going to happen. Something major is going to happen over the next 72 hours. It's going to have in yahooing and woohooing and yeehawing. Go for it. Okay, so moving on then. So that's the air and water. Let's move on to the earth signs now. Taurus. What does Taurus need to know over the next 72 hours? Taurus, what do you need to know over the next 72 hours? Let's have a look. Okay. And clarifier, please. Clarifier for these cards, please, for Taurus. Okay, so you have got a hangman. So this is obviously contemplation, trying to find some kind of enlightenment, taking a time out to find some kind of enlightenment. You've also got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so the Queen is obviously generous, warm-hearted, loving, and so on. In reverse, she's also still that kind of energy, but perhaps not as much. It's probably just reduced a bit. So you're getting some... Maybe, let me think. Maybe there's some control issues within your relationship. Something's good is coming, because it could well be maybe your relationship needs a kickstart, or maybe your work situation needs a kickstart, or your life in general needs a kickstart. That's what that means, perhaps. You've had that epiphany or enlightenment to do that, because you've also got the Empress. So something, this has come to fruition in that sense. There's going to be a possibility of a birth. That can indicate a birth, either physical birth within, but which might be difficult. Okay, maybe. It could also be the birth of an idea, birth of a situation in your life, bringing new impetus into your life. Okay, so it's not necessarily a difficult birth. Don't take my word on that. I'm only the messenger. I'm only trying to read the cards as they come up. So it could well be just maybe a difficult start with a project or something like that for you, Taurus. But you're used to that, because Taurus, you like to slow and steady. So you take it on the chin, more or less. You expect that kind of situation. All right. So let's see what the universe would like you to know as far as love and connection goes. Let's have a look. Let's take from the center, and we have, it's not always about being right. Okay. So perhaps there's a situation here where you have to consider about yielding or backing down, because you may have the right point of view, but perhaps by sticking to that right point of view, it's causing some kind of friction in a relationship or whatever. And to restart that, to rebirth it, if you like, you need to perhaps compromise, to yield in some way. And it says on the back, in all tests of character, when two viewpoints are pitted against each other, in the final analysis, the thing that will strike you the most is not who was right or wrong, strong or weak, wise or foolish, but who went to the greater lengths in considering the other's perspective. Don't you agree? So, you can be bullheaded at times, Taurus. You can be very stubborn. Consider the other person's point of view. In whatever situation this happens to be, consider the other person's point of view. Okay? And then you'll find a way to get around it. All right, so that's your reading, Taurus. And I'm going to move on now to a Virgo. What does Virgo need to know over the next 24 hours? What does Virgo need to know over the next 24 hours, please? Okay. Oh, okay. And let's have a clarify for those cards, please. Why are these cards here for Virgo? Why are these cards here for Virgo? Right, okay. So, interesting. So you have the King of Swords. And in this deck, you can see him as someone who's very intellectual, very learned, very scholarly. He doesn't use the sword for judging, as in chopping your head off like you have in some other decks. He's normally there ready with a sword raised. So he's not about to cut you out. He's not about to cut you down, and perhaps you're not about to cut someone down or cut someone else out. You're using your intellect in this sense. You know, you're being grounded in this way as well. Being a Virgo, you can be very grounded. You've also got the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is normally some kind of acclaim, some kind of success, you know, some kind of adulation, you know. But this could also mean, yeah, you're getting recognition, but for being fair. It's not like a successful or prosperous adulation. You know, it's not like financially recognized. It's not something that's your passion, but you're being fair about a certain situation. You're judging it in a fair way, because you've also got the Hangman. So you've had an enlightenment, you've had a breakthrough in your thoughts, maybe an epiphany in that sense as well, of how to deal with a situation, and you've compromised. Perhaps like in the Taurus reading, you've compromised, you've found a way to compromise, and as a result, you're going to get some recognition, you know, and you'll be known as someone who's fair. Or this could be you receiving this kind of judgment, if you like, and you feel that it's fair, you accept it. Okay, so let's have a look at the notes from the universe, see what the universe wants you to know over the next 72 hours, Virgo. What does the universe want you to know? Let's have a look, see. This one wants to come out. Let's have a look. There isn't a soul on the planet who doesn't have your approval, doesn't crave your approval. Well, there you go. So you could be the one that's doing the judging in that sense. You'd been the King of Swords, and you're going to get the recognition. You already got the recognition that you need. That's what I'm getting now. You've already got the recognition of being someone who's fair, someone who's wise, you know, someone who's learned, you know, learned, scholar, intellectual, grounded. Okay, so on the back it says, the only difference between a friend and a foe is that you've decided where love can grow. So you decide, in maybe in a relationship, someone's come to you for some kind of counseling, and you decide, you know, maybe as a friend, and you decide, you know, this is the way you go. You give them advice, and you get the recognition for that, because you're known to be able to help people in that way, because you have the experience, you have the knowledge. Perhaps you are a coach, and it's going to go very well for you over the next 72 hours. You're going to help someone out in a very major situation, perhaps, at least major for them. So that's your reading, Virgo. Moving on now to, whoops, hang on, I just dropped a card. Oh, you get to see my messy room a little bit. So, okay, so moving on to Capricorn then. Capricorn, excuse me, Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know over the next 72 hours? Capricorn, what does Capricorn need to know over the next 72 hours? And, ooh, okay. Now clarify for these cards, please. These cards for... You're getting 2 clarifiers, Capricorn. You're getting 2 clarifiers. There's 2 cards have jumped out. And, okay. Okay. So you have the 2 of Cups. And that can be... obviously, it's like a romantic kind of thing. This is a romantic kind of energy. This can be a new relationship. It can be like a one-night stand, temporary kind of relationship. It's not quite the Lover's card. It's like the minor version of it. So it could be something that started recently. But you've also got the King of Wands, but in reverse. Okay, so you've got the King of Wands in reverse. So perhaps you have to make a judgment call, and you've got to figure out the best way to do that. Because in the clarifiers, you've got the 8 of Cups, and that's walking away from something that you enjoy, or that perhaps you've put a lot of work into, you've had a lot of success with. And you've also got the 4 of Swords. So this is what you're contemplating. You're contemplating whether you should walk away or not. And you've got to make a judgment call as the King of Wands. It could well be you've already made that call, but maybe you're trying to figure out the best way to put it across. Okay, if it's not going to go in the other person's favour. Or it could well be, to put it around another way, you're getting that judgment call from someone. It's going to come across perhaps a little bit quick, but fair, I feel. It's not going to be like a fiery kind of thing. Like the King of Wands can be quite fiery and stern as well. Very quick to anger. It's going to come across, or you're going to hear about it in a gentler way. So you're going to be let down gently. But maybe you just haven't made that decision yet. Do you need to make that decision? Is what I'm getting. Do you really need to make that decision? Go inwards. Meditate on it. Because we don't want you making a mistake, do we? Alright there, Capricorn. That's that. Let's have a look at your notes from the universe. This is certainly a love connection one for you over the next 72 hours. Let's have a look. Let's try this one. Oh, sticking. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. Those you love, love you. Okay, so maybe it's worthwhile taking the time out to reconsider whatever decision that you may have already made in regarding to this relationship and the possibility of you walking away from it. Maybe reconsider. It says on the back, to be beautiful in the eyes of another, simply forget they are watching. Okay? In other words, meditate. Get in contact with the divine, whoever it is you normally speak with, you, Source, God, Jehovah, Jesus, saints, whoever. You're in a team, higher self, have a chat. Meditate on it to find out what you need to do next about this particular relationship. Because what it could well be, I'm getting now, is, yes, you've only just met, maybe just over this past weekend or whatever, but you're wondering whether to take it further or not. Okay? You're wondering whether it's, you feel something, but you're not quite sure. You feel passionate, but was it just a passion of the weekend party kind of situation? Although our current situation, it's difficult to have parties. Well, we shouldn't be anyway, according to social distancing here in UK. But perhaps you just met someone online, and you feel a great bond towards them. You've been getting on great with them over the weekend, perhaps chatting away and stuff like that. And you're wondering whether to take it further. Meditate. Meditate and find out. That's the only advice I can give you at this moment in time. Capricorn. So meditate and find out. Okay, so moving on now to fire signs. Fire signs. Woo! Aries. What does Aries need to know over the next 72 hours? Aries, what do you need to know over the next 72 hours? Let's have a look. Oh, 2 cards in reverse. Let's have a clarifier. Okay, right. So you've got strength, no, the Chariot in reverse. So whatever situation you're in at the moment, for the next 72 hours, there's not a lot of movement, a lot of waiting, because you have also the 8 of Cups in reverse. Okay, and that is obviously upright, as I've already mentioned in the previous reading. That means walking away from something that you've put a lot of work into, but you're not walking away from it, you're staying put. Okay, and that's what's indicated by the Chariot here as well. And you can see there is some movement on a little bit of movement. You've got a lion. You know what lions are like? The male lions, they build up momentum, don't they? And then they have a fast burst of speed before they catch the prey or try to catch the prey. Then they go and lie down and sleep for 2 hours. That kind of situation. But this is, you got this kind of movement going forward, but in reverse, it's kind of slowed down. So you're taking stock. You're waiting for something, and it could well be that you're waiting for a message. So you've got the Page of Pentacles here. Okay, so you're waiting perhaps for a deal to be signed, a contract to be signed, is what I'm getting. And that could be obviously lucrative. It'll bring some money, much needed, perhaps much needed finances into your home, into your life. It could well be that you're waiting for an answer. If it's like a love situation, you're waiting for an answer, and you're going to get that. And it's going to be very good. It's going to be an excellent result in that sense. Could be in a workplace. It could be like a promotion or something like that. You're waiting for the result of something, is what I'm getting. You're waiting for the result. So take whatever it is out of that for yourselves, Leo. Aries, sorry. You're waiting for the result, and that result is coming in the next 72 hours. Okay, so let's have a look at your love and connection notes from the universe. Let's see what the universe wants to tell you over the next 72 hours. Let's have that. You're right, not. You might not know now, but you will. There you go. That ties in, doesn't it, with the cards, in that you are waiting for a result. Okay, you are waiting for a result to come in about something before you can move forward, and you'll soon be able to move forward because that result is coming in the next 72 hours. So the card says, think of someone very, very special to you. Now feel yourself bursting with love for them. Now mentally shower, drench and soak them in that love. Now mentally shower, drench and soak yourself in my love. Now feel it always. So rely on the universe. The universe has always got your back, Aries. You should know that. The universe has always got your back, and you will get the result that you want in the next 72 hours. All right, so that's your reading, Aries. So now we're going to move on to Leo. Wonderful Leo. Leo, what does Leo need to know? I'm not taking all these cards, guys. I'm not taking all these cards. Thank you. That's way too many. So I'm not taking all them cards. So there's a whole bunch of cards came out there. There's about 10. So what does Leo know? It could well be that all those cards came out because maybe there's cards that were reversed that need to be put in the upright, or vice versa. All right. So sometimes that does happen. So for Leo, please, what does Leo need to know for the next 72 hours? Let's have a look. Okay, so, and then a clarifier for these cards, please. Clarify there. Oh, right, okay. Nice one. You have got, first of all, 5 of Swords. Okay, so the Five of Swords normally means claiming something that's not yours, doesn't it? Some kind of deceit kind of situation, maybe trickery of some kind. It could well be your own thoughts. You're fooling yourself. You're denying something in your life, because here we have this guy here. He's being humiliated by the king, being humiliated, you know, having this stuff pulled over his head, you know, and that's so you feel perhaps humiliated in some way. And you got the Page of Swords, so this is maybe an idea that's coming in. This is an idea that you're feeling, that something that you want is out of your reach, such as Ten of Pentacles, the happy family life. You feel it's out of reach. You feel that you're not able to get that because of maybe some deceit, maybe some betrayal. This could be something of your own limiting beliefs. So what are you thinking, Leo? What are you thinking? You know, how are you doing this to yourself? Why are you doing this to yourself? Or why is this being done to you? You know, because it's having an effect on your home life, your happy home life that perhaps you've built up, or it's blocking you from getting that happy home life. So if this is you thinking, you know, you need to meditate and let go of these limiting beliefs, these limiting thoughts, these negative thoughts that are holding you back from what you really want. The Page is a messenger, okay, and he's bringing in a message about something that could be that might reignite your passion, that maybe will lead in turn to getting your home life back in order, or to free up the blocks. So you're receiving this message, and you're probably receiving it right now. Meditate. Get rid of that humiliation that you feel, that misunderstanding, that mock battle kind of situation. I know that's Five of Swords and not Five of Wands, but it's still kind of that crossroads kind of situation. You have a decision to make. Move forward with your passion, not backwards, and don't be humiliated. All right, don't allow that to happen to you. So, note from the universe. What does the universe want you to know in this case? And it says, you got two in fact. It says, forgive. So perhaps there's a situation that's happened recently that you need to forgive and to move on, or perhaps it's long ago in your past you need to forgive, because it keeps coming up in your mind, keeps coming back, and every time you bring it back into your now, you're reliving it. You're giving it life. You're giving that past event life when you should be letting it go. Okay, so that could be the thing that's coming up constantly in your mind. You keep bringing it up, this humiliation, this situation where you were made to feel small, perhaps. You keep bringing it up time and time again and reliving it in the now, when it should be going in the past and disappearing. Okay, so the card says, of course, anger can always be justified, but then so can forgiveness. Just depends on how much more you want from the adventure. Okay, forgive, and forgive yourself. Forgive others, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself first, and then you'll have that power to forgive others. You've also got that you have options is meaningful. Rock on. So you have that option, you have that choice. Like I just said, forgive yourself, and then forgive others, and you can move on and create that happy life that you want. And this card says, if I could make just 2 wishes, I'd wish I could somehow convey to you the profound depths of my gratitude for every moment of your life. I'd also wish that you could somehow show your unimaginable importance just as you now are to the lives of so very many. And of course, I'd wish for even more wishes. Oh, shoot. You were such a good idea. Okay. You got it. You got it within you, Leo. You've got that power. You know you've got the inner strength. You're a lion. You've got that inner strength. You've got that inner wisdom as well to deal with any kind of situation like that. You know not to gnaw on that bone, but to bin it. All right. So that's your reading. That's your reading. Forgive and move on, guys. Forgive and move on, Leo. There's more to life than gnawing on old bones. All right. So let's move on then to the final one. Yeah, the final sign, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. What do we need to know about Sag? Fiery Sagittarius. What do we need to know about Sag? Next 72 hours. 72 hours. Next 72 hours, please. So we have got. Ooh, here we go. Clarify for these swords. Yeah, you'll see why. Aha, here we go. Right, okay. So we've got 7 of Cups. Okay. 7 of Cups. Choices. Choices, choices, choices. So many choices. What do we choose? We choose 1. Okay. So in this case, the 7 of Swords is a positive. I see it as a positive because you choose one single thing to move forward with. Okay, it may not be the best choice, but it is a choice, because otherwise you'd be stuck here just daydreaming, looking off into the distance. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. You know, you're ignoring the teacher behind you. The teacher has something to tell you. Choose one. Or choose one of the ones that's being offered here, or you could end up being a thief and stealing somebody else's idea. Do you want that? I don't think you do, Sag. That's not you. You like fun. You like laughter and joy. This is not you. You don't like this kind of situation. You don't want to be the thief in the night, nicking people's other ideas, stealing their gems, stealing their livelihoods. You don't want that kind of situation. Metaphorically speaking. I'm not saying you literally do that. Okay, but you have choices here, choices to make, great ideas. Just choose one. Listen to the teacher. Turn around, stop daydreaming, listen to the teacher. Okay, because you've also got the 8 of Pentacles. Hard work, again, hard work, hard but prosperous work. Work that's going to be of importance, that's going to trump that card. Okay, so you don't need the 7 of Swords in that sense. But like I said, that could also be a positive situation. This could be your shadow side, if you like, where you do come up with an idea. Maybe it is based on somebody else's idea, but you modify it to make it your own. That could well be, you know. But it's still choices. Either way, these are the 2 areas of life where you could have a choice. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to stay in the light, or do you want to go in the dark? There you go. That's what I've just been told. Choose between the light or the shadow. Where do you want to be? And I would say you want to choose the light. Okay, so let's see what your message from the universe is. What would you like Sagittarius to know about love and connections over the next 72 hours? Ooh, here we go. Love is the reason. Let the reason be love. That's the song, isn't it? Love is the reason. Okay, so whatever you choose, let it be love. Let it be joy. Let it be fun. Let it lead to prosperity. Don't choose the dark side. Okay? Don't go to the shadow side, because that, well, we know where that leads, don't we? Accept your dark side, always. Accept your shadow side, because that makes you whole, but don't focus on it. Okay, so your negative thoughts, just don't go there. So this card says each person in your life is there for a reason. And that reason always has something to do with love, like me. Okay, so that's the universe. So you've got this teacher here. You're ignoring the teacher, and that teacher is there. This could be a mentor. This could be a best friend. This could be a literal teacher, a professor. And they are there for a reason. This could be a parent. Could be a boss. You know, could be anyone in your life who's given you good, sound advice. Because if you try to go it alone, you may end up going down the shadow side route, and we don't want that. So listen to the advice, because love is the reason. That's your reading, Sagittarius. And that's everybody's reading in that respect. So thank you all for watching, and look forward to the next one, which will be coming up soon, which will be like a 48-hour reading. So until then, guys, whatever it is you're doing, wherever it is you're going, stay safe and well.